Okay, hello everybody, welcome to TìandTarot, or welcome back to TìandTarot if you've been here before. So today's reading is your monthly prediction. So this is all about the month ahead, how it's going to go for you. If there's any sort of important insights you need to know, then we're going to kind of be getting into those in this reading. There will also be an opportunity at the end of the reading for you to ask any 3 yes or no questions pertaining to the month and to this reading, and I will answer those for you as well. So you might already have those questions that you want to ask, but if not, maybe try and think about it during the reading. You know, if any questions come up, think about what you might want to ask and just hold on to those for later. But these are your piles for today, and we have 3 piles. So we have pile 1 with the butterfly card, we have pile 2 with the Wildflower card, and we have pile 3 with the Lotus card. That was really trippy because they have numbers on, so I wanted to say like pile 13, 3 and 4. But if you do like to choose your piles with an object or a crystal, then I'll get into those with you now. I'm thinking of kind of doing piles now with an object on top where it's like each object is different, so that for those of you who like choosing with a crystal, there will be one. But then for those of you who don't, there will be like other objects. So we're going to have some different things today. Okay, so for pile 1s, you have a pink bunny tail. For pile 2, you have a purple cat's eye heart. It's kind of purpley grey. And for pile 3, you have a jar of my cat's whiskers. Yeah. I know that's weird. But listen, it happened organically, yeah? It wasn't my intention. But you know, when you find one, you know, what do you do? Do you just throw it away? No. You put it in a jar. Okay, it's a keepsake. You know, it's like if you have children and their first teeth fall out, you know, you keep them or whatever. Some people do. So yeah, so it's not that weird, okay? In fact, you should appreciate that a piece of kit is in this reading, alright? Okay, but yes, those are your objects, so feel free to pick out of those. But if you need more help choosing your pile, you can also pick based on the number of the pile, the numbers and timestamps below, or based on the zodiac crystals that I'm about to pull for you now. So let's get into those. So basically, the way this works is if you know your zodiac sign, or if you have like a favourite zodiac sign that you love or resonate with more than your own, you'll essentially pick the pile where that zodiac crystal is pulled for. So for pile 1, we have Taurus. You of course do not have to pick this way. This is just making sure everybody has something that helps them pick their pile. For pile 1 again, we also have Gemini, Pisces, and Capricorn. So those are all of our pile 1 zodiacs. For pile 2, we have Aries, we have Scorpio, we have Libra, and we have Virgo. And that means that, of course, for pile 3, we have Aquarius, Sagittarius, Leo, and Cancer. Alrighty, so if you need further help with your pile, I can pick your pile for you. And I'm gonna tell you the one that I'm feeling most drawn to, which is probably pile 1. I was gonna say pile 2, but because it's Aries, I felt the vibe, felt the crystal, but actually I think pile 1 is speaking to me the most. So if you want me to pick for you, pile 1. Okay, so once you have picked your pile, there will be a timestamp in the description box below for you to find your reading more easily, and I will meet you there. Bye! Okay, hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. So you chose the pink bunny tail, and you also chose the butterfly card, which says, the keywords on it are transition, transformation, and shifting. The times are changing, emerge in all your glory. Ooh, okay, so exciting. A really transformative month for you then. Especially with the number 13 there, which is also, you know, the death card number. So definitely it's an ending of something in the best way possible, because it's birthing something new and more beautiful, you know. like with the caterpillar and the butterfly. And then, of course, your zodiacs were Taurus, what was this one? Gemini, Pisces, and Capricorn. Okay, so let's get into some of your oracle cards first to sort of gauge what the month is going to kind of look like for you. And then we'll get into like the finer details with the tarot cards. Ooh. You got Gemini. Nice. Okay. So we have clever, versatile, and curious. Yes, these are cat zodiac sign cards. But I like them, so we're going to use them because otherwise I can't use them. Unless I'm doing pet readings. So we have Virgo now. So we have the Virgo's cat's lucky colours include green, white, grey, yellow and orange. Choose either bright tones or more subtle pastels when selecting bedding, toys and accessories. Okay, cute. We love that. I really like actually these two zodiac signs together. For some reason, I don't really know why, but they give me the same energy. They give me the exact same vibe. Okay. And let's get some other oracle cards for you. So we're going to get a crystal card or two for you now. I think maybe just one. So that we still have some room for our tarot. So we have ritualized quartz. I easily and clearly visualize what I wish to manifest. We have 4 and 6. Which makes 10, so that can turn into 5, or you can make it into a 2. And then we also have amplifies energy, psychic antenna with manifestation, all chakras with the zodiac signs Leo, Taurus and Gemini. Interesting, because you got Taurus in your like piles to pick from, and you've had Gemini like 3 times now, because it was also here, here and here. So that's a really strong energy coming in for you. Okay, so what's happening for pile 1 this month that they need to know about? Anything exciting, any new changes, blessings, doors opening? Okay, so we have the Page of Wands. We have the 6 of Pentacles. We have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. That one has, that's like, I feel like one of the first times that card has come out. So very unique for you. We have the 4 of Cups in reverse as well. Oh, we have the High Priestess in reverse as well. And we have the Knight of Swords in reverse as well. Okay. You know what? I might move these down here actually. Just because they're in the way a little bit over there. Okay. This is a hard one to track because this is all very different energy. So I might make a little note in my booklet. Where's my booklet? Give me my book. So something straight away that I'm kind of seeing for you for this month is a breaking of bad habits or like cycles that you're, you know, kind of used to, habits that you've built up over time that don't work for you anymore, that aren't good for you. And it might have something to do with money, just because you do have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, which would imply pouring money back into yourself where potentially in the past you used to pour it out to others. So for example, saving money, maybe to like pay off debts and things, but also in general just to make sure that you have savings to support you, or to make sure that the money you have is for you to treat yourself to like self-care things, and that you're pouring back into yourself. So I can see like a focus on you in terms of like the habits you pick up this month, they're going to be different to what you usually do. So if you're usually more charitable with others, if you usually pour into others a lot and give them a lot and put a lot of energy and time into them, while that's like fantastic and there's nothing wrong with that, and this reading isn't saying, you know, don't do those things, it's just saying there's going to be a shift this month, a sort of transformation where your focal point is instead going to be on you and making sure you're okay. This is just a month for checking in with yourself, basically making sure you're good. I do also see you being a bit of a free spirit this month for a few reasons, just because you do have like that butterfly energy. So where caterpillars are kind of grounded and they can't really, you know, move or do much other than eat, eat leaves and things. When you then emerge as this butterfly, you have wings, so you're able to fly, so you're like that free spirit energy. And the Page of Wands also represents that sort of free spirit energy as well. So I see you just kind of really enjoying yourself, going with the flow, doing what you want and not feeling weighed down by any stresses in life, you know, which implies that there aren't going to be many stresses for you this month. I think this is going to be a really carefree, a comfortable month for you, potentially because you're changing your like habits, especially when it comes to money. So potentially you're feeling less stressed because you're managing your money and your finances better. But in general, I just think you're doing things that bring you a lot of joy, a lot of peace. Like I'm seeing meditation, yoga, I'm seeing you being a free spirit, taking up hobbies that feel good to you, because there's a lot of like grounded poses, but then there's also a lot of like moving through the wind kind of poses as well. And that's both of your cat cards as well. There's a grounded one and then there's a more, you know, taking risk, up in the air kind of one as well. So you might be, I'm seeing something quite interesting just with the Knight of Swords being next to the High Priestess like that, and the fact that they're both in reverse. I am potentially seeing that you might have a secret, or you've been trusted with like information that that's kind of like weighing on you a little bit, and it's making you restless, it's making you unable to focus because all you're thinking of is this secret, and you're like, I have to tell somebody this. And it's making you like when people were talking to you, instead of being engaged in the conversation, you're like and then you're thinking, oh my gosh, this secret is so big, I have to tell somebody. It's something like that. It doesn't have to be like a juicy secret, but it could be something you want to tell people but you can't yet for some reason. Like it's like you have to have your cards close to your chest. Maybe you don't have all the information yet. So for example, let's say you've got like a really cool like new job that you've signed the contract for, but you haven't started yet, but you're starting in like a month. But you've not told anybody at work yet because, you know, you don't want to fumble your chances of being able to stay at your current job for the next month. So it's like a juicy secret that you really want to tell people because you're really happy and proud, but you can't tell anyone because it would jeopardize your time at your current company. Like something like that, you know. It doesn't have to be, you know, this like juicy like drama filled secret. It can also be something like that, where you're just keeping things to yourself to protect your peace, but it's also playing on your mind because you're like, I would love to tell somebody this. So I think that's why I'm seeing this free spirit energy, because you're like, I have to get this energy out somehow. So you're just like trying to have fun and trying to take up space and do hobbies and things that make you feel like you're distanced from whatever the secret is. It like you're able to escape it or run from it in some kind of way. I am just gonna come back to that Wheel of Fortune card again and talk about that again quickly, because I do think it's really lovely that that's come out with your piles, especially just because you've got the butterfly card, which is about that. Death and transformation, a transition, a shifting, something's changing. And when the Wheel of Fortune's in reverse like that, it can sometimes talk about breaking bad cycles. So I definitely think we've already spoken about that, you know, there are going to be changes to the way that you do things so that the habits that you build up in your day-to-day are benefiting you. But I also see that your bad luck might actually be changing as well, because when the Wheel of Fortune's in reverse, it can represent bad luck. But then you've got this butterfly card of transition, change, transformation, a shifting. So this month has shifted something for you. And it's interesting because I think where we have like you kind of saving with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, it could be that you're preparing for this change because you already feel it. I think you're picking up on it. You're feeling a shift, and that's why you're so intent on clearing out your lifestyle habits, retreating and focusing on what needs to change in order to prepare for this new shift. You're preparing for something big. So it's like, you know, there's a really big lifestyle change that's coming in for you based on your career, your finances, your habits. And for that reason, you want to make sure that the person you are fits this future that you're going to be moving into. And so you're changing a lot of things without actually knowing what's next. I feel like it's like you know but you don't know. Like, you've got a feeling of these really good changes coming in for you. As I said, changes in your career that are positive, in your finances that are positive, in your lifestyle that are positive. So all these changes are coming in, but you've not had like full confirmation of them yet. But you just have a feeling like right around the corner is this really amazing future for you, is this good luck. And so you're almost preparing for it, where you're like, let me hold on to my money because I feel like things are about to change in the best way possible. And then you're like, let me change up some of my behaviors and things that I've been doing that don't align with this future me that I want to be, because I feel like a change is coming. You feel like you're going to transform. And I think that might be where that secret is coming from. It can also be that you know something but you don't know it. And that might be what's making you restless, actually. Now that I think about it, it could be that because you've got as well psychic antenna with manifestation. So that psychic antenna is kind of talking about how you're very in tune with the universe. So you know when things are going to happen, you know when changes are coming in. So even if the universe hasn't revealed things to you yet, you already know what to do in order to prepare for the changes that the universe has planned for you. So it's like you're connecting into that, you're tapping into that, and you're manifesting the future you want this month by doing all of these changes. By changing your like focal point, pouring into yourself, changing the way that you manage your money, changing the way that you spend your time and the habits that you invest in. Potentially there's like a shift in your career coming as well. Potentially in your living situation. There's just all these shifts that are happening that are completely transforming you from one person to another. That's why we have Gemini so much. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's why we've got Gemini in like 3 times in your pile, because you're moving from one person to another. Like, you're literally changing into a completely different person. That makes so much sense. Okay. And when I see someone sitting in this like passive grounded position, to me it's like you're getting ready for something, but you're very peaceful and calm about it. So where people might think that's like a resting pose, I actually think that's like a, we're getting serious about this pose. Like, let's get down and do some introspection. Like, that's how I see that pose. And you've got it twice. So yeah, very interesting. And as well with the white horse, that's a lot of success, a lot of love, like loving what you do, loving your life. It's also about good luck as well. So definitely a shift in luck is happening. Okay, that sounds so positive and lovely for you guys. So you can now ask your 3 yes or no questions. Get your first question ready in your mind because I'm about to answer it right now. Okay, so you have unlikely. Go ahead and ask your second question now. You have not the right time. Go ahead and ask your third question now. Listen to your intuition. Ooh, really cryptic for you today with these responses. But that was your reading part 1. And I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And if you felt drawn to any other piles, feel free to check those out now. And if not, I hope to see you here next week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. On Tuesdays and Thursdays for another reading on TìandTarot. Bye. Okay, hello my pal twos. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Wildflower, and you also chose Libra, Aries, Scorpio, and Virgo. So you chose Wildflower with the number 3, and this is unplanned joy, serendipity. Those are your keywords for the month. And we also have remain open to unexpected joy. Ooh, love that for you. Okay, so let's also take a look at some of your other oracle cards, just so that we can get like a vibe for the month ahead for you. So we're going to be using these cat zodiac cards because unless I'm doing a pet reading, like I don't get an opportunity to use these, so I want to use them. Okay, so you have Sagittarius and Taurus. Wow, okay. You didn't get Sag and Taurus in your crystals, which is interesting, but it's interesting that you've got double of the same one twice, because I only wanted to get 2 cards for you, but you've got 4. So very interesting. These must have been really important energies for you to come through. But we have Sagittarius with, of course, telling you it's a fire sign, telling you it's an archer, which is the depiction. The ruling planet is Jupiter. The lucky days are Wednesday, Thursdays and Fridays. Oh, okay, so most of the week is going to be good for you. And then you have the lucky numbers 6, 5, 3 and 8. And then you also have Sagittarius personalities are ruled by Jupiter, the planet of luck and good fortune. Bitch, this won't be such a good month for you. Okay. Sagittarius cats love to explore, so you may wish to fit them with a tag and collar. Many of these cats come to their owners as strays, and their friendly and lovable characters are hard to resist. Cat Sagittarians love to hunt, so don't be surprised if they come home with presents for you in the form of mice, birds or insects. Okay, and your other cards are Taurus, so this one is sort of, again, telling you the keywords. So we have dedicated, patient, dependable. And then again, it tells you, you know, that the sign, so it's an earth sign, the bull is the depiction, the ruling planet is Venus, lucky days, Monday, Fridays, Saturdays. Okay, so like Tuesdays and Sundays are the only non-lucky days for you. So basically all week is good, particularly Fridays. And then you've got lucky numbers 5 and 6. Nice, okay. So that basically means these 2 energies are really going to be very overpowering for the month ahead for you. So lots of luck, lots of good fortune, potentially a little bit of travel. So maybe you might be getting out a lot, sightseeing, doing things you enjoy, engaging in hobbies and activities that are quite physical rather than sort of that like introverted at home kind of hobbies. You're doing more like extroverted outdoorsy hobbies, maybe archery, maybe horse riding, maybe, you know, you like to play tennis or football or something. So things like that. I see you doing a lot of that this month. I also see you being very outgoing, you know, being really open to that unexpected joy, being really serendipitous. But we also have the keywords dedicated, patient, dependable. And I actually feel like that's how you're going to find the month. Like you're going to find this month to be like a really good space for you, a really good time for you. And like you're not really, you know, in that fight or flight mode. You're in that exploration territory. This is a month you can depend on where it's going to catch you. You know, there's no reason for you to kind of fear anything this month. Just go into it really open and honestly and just try and enjoy it because there is so much luck with you for this month. Okay, so let's get some other key cards for you. So, okay, good. You only got 1 for this one. I screamed because I was like, not properly screamed, but I was like, oh no, because I thought a bunch had fallen out for you. But you only got 1, so good. So you have my connection to my higher self keeps me calm and focused with the number 2. You also have the rainbow fluorite as your crystal, with the keywords grounding, increases and enhances intuition, manifestation, with the third eye, crown and throat chakra, with Capricorn and Pisces. Oh my gosh, you have such a mix of zodiac signs in your pile. So you're going to be doing a lot of talking. I think you're going to be meeting a lot of strangers. That's just the vibe I'm getting, and like just enjoying their company. So like, you know, like if you go clubbing, like if you're on a night out, you meet a bunch of people in the toilet and like you chat and you have a good time, but like you don't really see them again. You might add them on Instagram or whatever, or Facebook, but other than that you don't really see them again. It's like that, you know, those really nice moments that you'll remember and be like, oh, that was so cute, but nothing beyond that. It's just like something fun where you're like meeting people and getting to know other people, but nothing too serious. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting for your pile. But yeah, I think you're gonna have to have less tarot cards because of this. So let's see what's happening for you this month. Anything significant you need to know about? Oh, okay. So I said you should have less tarot cards, and the tarot cards were like, you don't get to decide. Okay, so you have the Four of Pentacles. That's such a pretty card. I don't think I've had that one before. You have the Ace of Swords. You have the King of Swords in reverse. You have the Five of Pentacles. And you have two extra cards here. So you've got the Seven of Swords in reverse and the Nine of Swords in reverse. Okay, so I do want to say that there's a really strong energy of worry, especially because we've got so many sword cards. And while sword cards aren't inherently about worry, they are about the mind. And what does the mind do? It worries, it stresses, you know, it overthinks. And so I do see a lot of like overthinking, a lot of worry, because we've got that kind of imposter syndrome energy with the Seven of Swords. But then we've also kind of got that inner turmoil, that like worry with the Nine of Swords. And again, isolation worry with the Five of Pentacles. But the thing is, because the Nine of Swords is in reverse, and because you've got so much luck in your pile, there's definitely an energy of there's nothing to worry about. So there's something you'll be feeling worried about this month. You'll be feeling that stress and that anxiety, but it all works out for you. And so there's this big sigh of relief with this month where you're like, oh, thank God. And you're like, I am the luckiest person in the world, because how the hell did that work out for me? So it's something you were really worried about, but there was never a need to be, because it's going to work out well for you. Because with the Nine of Swords, there's in reverse, there's a release of worry. So there's a reason for that. There's a reason to let go, and it's because this situation's going to be resolved for you. It might have something to do with secrets actually, and potentially someone holding something over you. Maybe someone knew a secret of yours that you were really embarrassed about and you were worried it would come out. And maybe it does come out, but that then everyone is actually on your side and it's like, they shouldn't have said your secret. That's more embarrassing than the secret, you know? And it makes you feel like a 1,000 times better. Or maybe it doesn't come out, and for whatever reason this person loses the power they have over you, or this secret loses the power it has over you, either because it's been released or because you know confidently that it never will be released. But I feel like there's a sense of something coming out, of something being released. I feel like you're worried that you'll have to retreat if this secret comes out. You'll have to abandon your community because you couldn't like face them again, but actually that's the response that you're worried about getting, is not the response you will get. But the reason I'm kind of getting that is because there's keeping secrets with the Seven of Swords, and there's also a sense of secrets with the Nine of Swords as well. So you've got that double-edged sword there. And then you've also got like a misuse of power with the King of Swords being in reverse, and something about inner truth as well, something about sticking to your inner truth, or your inner truth coming out. So I do see like a releasing. I'm seeing like an extroverted energy for this pile, especially with the Sagittarius. So I do see potentially whatever this is that you're so worried about coming out, it does come out. I am seeing that. I'm seeing this secret coming out and you not getting the response you thought you were going to get. I think you thought you would be isolated, that you would have to leave your community, that people wouldn't like you, but that's the complete opposite of the truth. In fact, people are defensive and protective on your behalf because this secret has come out. And I think you'll find that people are more reliable than you anticipated, and more patient and dedicated as well. Like, I think that's why you're finding this month dependable and reliable. It's the way that this secret is being handled. It makes you feel secure because it's handled better than you thought it would be. There's definitely a strong sense of power as well. Potentially this worry is having power over you, But as I said, luck is on your side, so it will all work out. But I am seeing a sense of power. There's a misuse of power, but then there's also a sense of you having power or needing to try and claim it back with the Four of Pentacles, with that sort of that need for control, that need for security. You're either going to work hard this month to make sure you regain control over this situation so that you no longer need to be worried about it, or it's like, you know, where like you don't have a good grip of control on a situation, so it makes you even more controlling of yourself in other ways because you're trying to exert control over the areas you can do in your life, the areas that you can have that control over, because it makes you feel more secure about the things you don't have control in. It's like that. It kind of makes you more strict with yourself, but it might not actually be helping the situation at all. But I do see things working in your favour. So let's say, I don't know if it's like a person that has your secret, or if it's just that the secret comes out, or it might not be a secret per se, but it's just something you don't want people to know. But let's say, for example, it's like your boss, and your boss knows that you came to them and you said, hey, I've got like, I don't think I can do this task at work because I've got a health condition at the minute that prevents me from doing it. And your boss is like, okay, well, let's let the team know so they can like support you where they can. And you're like, no. I'm telling you this in confidence. Don't tell other people. This is embarrassing for me. I don't want people to know this. I'm just letting you know I can't do this month. So can you ask somebody else to do it, please? And they're like, yeah, sure, secret's safe with me, but you should really tell people. And they keep like pressing you to like tell people you don't want to. And then either you do because they've been pressuring you and you admit that and everyone is mad on your behalf that this person was pressuring you, or they tell them, in which case they're like, hey, that's kind of wrong. Like, you shouldn't be telling people this person's business, pile two's business. So it's something like that where it's like the injustice around the secret is more of a talking point for people than the actual secret, because it's just like no one else's business. They shouldn't have found out. They shouldn't have known. And so people are like, okay, this is weird that it even came to me. Like, why did this person feel comfortable sharing pile two's business? So it's something like that where you are being freed and being released by the power that this secret holds over you, or that this person holds over you, if there is a person in this scenario. But I feel like it's more about this secret. Or if there's no secret for you and it's more about a worry, you're being released from the power it has over you because it's resolving. So this whole situation is resolving in such a positive way for you, where you're kind of like, you feel like the luckiest person in the world, because you're like, how did that occur? How did that happen? How did I make it out of that unscathed? Not only that, but also now somehow on top, because I'm seeing a shift in power. So it's moving from that person or that secret or that worry. That power is moving to you. So you now have that power this month. And I'm seeing a lot of success for you because we have the Ace of Swords. Also, I'm getting the vibe, if you try something new this month, any new hobbies or things or whatnot, it's going to work out for you. This is just a really successful month to try and manifest the things that you want, especially because you've got the manifestation card here. So this would be a good time to do that as well. But I see with the use of throat as well, the throat chakra, you might be reclaiming your power of this situation, either by outing yourself with this secret or by tackling this worry head on. So let's say you're worried about getting, I don't know, like a new job. Let's just say you're worried about that. And so you're like, okay, rather than sit here and be worried that I may or may not get it, I'm going to put in as much effort as I possibly could to get it, so that I can ensure I get it and it's not something to worry about. So it's something like that. You're like reclaiming the power of it by taking control, by stepping in and being like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take over here. You get this idea, you go with it, and it works out for you. It's very successful. And then you don't feel that need to run away, to shy away from something and hide, and you don't feel isolated anymore. You feel pulled into a community again. You feel supported, as I said, you know, like you are dependent on something. You're now able to be uplifted by what's around you and supported. Okay, so let's ask, well, you can ask any 3 yes or no questions about this reading or about the month if you have any questions. So get your first question ready now because I'm about to answer it. You have let go. Okay, go ahead and ask your second question now. You have no need to worry. Oh, I love that that came out for you because we were literally talking about all your worries this month as well and how there's no need to because you've got so much luck on your side. Okay, so your third question answer now. Choose a new direction. Ooh, nice. Okay, love that for you, and that definitely ties in with that Ace of Swords there with picking something new because it will be successful for you, pile 2. So that was your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe as it really helps the channel out. If you were drawn to any other piles, please feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Tuesdays and Thursdays for another reading on TìandTarot. Bye. Okay, hello my pile 3s. Welcome to your reading. So you chose Kit's Whiskers, so you're correct. Yes, you picked well. You also chose Lotus, Purity, Resilience, Revival, Overcome Obstacles through Resilience and Faith. Love that for you. And your zodiac signs were Leo, Cancer, Sagittarius, and Aquarius. Okay, so let's get some oracle cards for you first, just so we can get more of a vibe for how this month is going to go for you. I'm using like the cat zodiac cards just because if I don't do like a pet reading then I'm never gonna use these cards, so I just want to use them more. Okay. Oh, you have Aries and Libra. Love that. Okay, that's really nice because I don't think you got that in your zodiacs though. I think that was pile 2. So if you were drawn there, you might want to check it out. But for Aries, you have the keywords bold, ambitious, and enthusiastic. And then for Libra, we have the easygoing and mellow pixie bob cat. Works well with the Libra personality. They are very caring and bond well with their owners. This cat also loves companionship and will come to welcome you home after a long day. I got thrown off because it said "are a long day." Okay. I love that. So 2 very different energies. One's like very bold, ambitious, enthusiastic, and Libra is actually the complete opposite of Aries. So they are like very mellow, easygoing, lots of love to give. So 2 very different things. So it's interesting because that's coming together with your sort of purity, resilience, revival keywords. And revival is like a revival of spirit. Like I would picture that strong Aries energy coming in. But then you're still maintaining that purity of the Libra, you know, that love, that mellowness, that calmness. And maybe you need both in order to be resilient. So there's a lot of balance for you this month. Let's get more oracle cards for you. We just want one of these, if possible, for this month. Ooh. Carnelian! Love that. Okay, so there might be like a clearing out for you this month. You know, like what isn't for you, it will be gone. So you have, I am a passionate being with divine inspiration. I take action confidently. We have the number 5 again, and 6. And we have creativity, physical vitality. Ooh, okay. And we have motivation, courage, success, and drive. We also have the sacral chakra, and we have Cancer and Leo. You did have Cancer here, so maybe there's an emphasis on Cancer for your pile. Wait, we also have Leo though. So maybe take stock of those kind of characteristics. You know, you've got the fire and the water, so a balance there. And then you've got fire and air. So there's an emphasis on balancing out, on neutralizing. Being passionate, but then also being able to have the love to make that passion long term. So a lot of commitment, a lot of longevity, because you kind of need both. Like with Aries, with that like kind of passion, and with, you know, any other fire sign like Leo, Sag, that passion is fantastic, but it's usually fleeting and temporary because they are fire signs. But when you pair that with the Libra, which has a lot of love to give, it takes it that extra mile where beyond that passion, there will also be dedication, love, loyalty. And then with the water signs coming up as well, it's also like that gives you the emotion to tie and make a connection with this thing. So you might be building bridges this month with the things that you love and enjoy. But that's just something to consider. I'm going to keep that in mind as we take a look at your tarot cards. Okay. So you have the Two of Pentacles. You also have the Tower card in reverse. And you have the Page of Swords in reverse as well. You also have the King of Pentacles. You also have the Queen of Wands. Oh, a black cat. I love that. They're the best. Okay. And, oh, the Five of Wands in reverse as well. Really nice cards for you. Okay. I'm just seeing you being this really bold, lovely energy. Very like red Aries vibes, for sure. But because of this balance that you've got with the Libra, and then like obviously like just the air and the water signs, so you've got that Aquarius, the Cancer, the Libra, that's balancing out the harshness of those fire signs like the Leo, the Sagittarius, the Aries that's coming in. To balance out those fires, you're getting this really lovely balance that's helping you to master obstacles this month. So something interesting that I'm seeing, which may or may not resonate with you, but firstly, I'm kind of seeing that if you run into any challenges this month, especially when it comes to conflict with the Five of Wands, I'm seeing you being able to avoid it, to avoid conflict, release tensions. I'm seeing you being very savvy with averting disaster, and the reason for that is that balance. So where just an Aries or any fire sign in an argument would get hot-headed, would get, you know, so enwrapped up in the idea that they're right and making sure that they're pushing for justice and they're not taking in anyone else's kind of opinions, and they're just kind of like, they're getting heated because they're so passionate about what they're talking about. But when you have an Aries mixed with a Libra or mixed with an Aquarius, you're getting that easygoing, mellow, emotional kind of energy that's also being like, well, hang on, I'm talking to someone I care about. So let's try and reach a mutual understanding. I don't just want to show that I'm right. I want to make sure we reach a resolution where we still have a friendship at the end of this. So if you run into any conflicts, you're able to have conflict resolution. You're able to avert disaster instead of destroying bridges and, you know, ruining friendships. You're being able to navigate around your connections with others and your communication with others in a really mature way, in a really effective way that's going to be very successful for you. You're like balancing, there's a bit of a balancing act here where you're balancing these two different energies you have to create the best outcome for yourself, which is essentially what's helping you stay on top of your life this month, because you've got some fantastic cards here. So you've got the King of Pentacles with the Queen of Pentacles, so very with the Queen of Wands, sorry, so very lovely energy with that, because you've got the great like confidence, that courage, that extrovertedness. You've got this revival of your spirit, this resilience within you that's making you come out on top in terms of your security, your wealth, your relationships. So I'm seeing you being really secure financially this month and secure with the connections you have with others. Being secure also is about being able to juggle all the things that kind of thrown at you as well in a really calm and mellow way. So I see you handling things really well. So if you've got a lot of projects on, a lot of tasks, you're handling them very gracefully. You've got like a lot of vitality and energy and enthusiasm to tackle what's thrown your way in a really grateful way, in a really appreciative way, and so that's keeping you happy this month because your own attitude, your own energy is keeping you happy. Your own vitality, you feel so strong this month, like very, very motivated, creative, enthusiastic, lots of drive within you, lots of resilience, lots of boldness, a lot of ambition. So very extroverted fire sign keywords here, but that's kind of what I'm seeing for you, and that's leading to a lot of success for you as well. A lot of success, because we're getting that time and time again with your cards. Something to, I would say, look out for this month with the Page of Swords in reverse there is being too hasty, especially because we do have the fire energy coming in this month. So don't make any rash decisions without thinking it through or without having the ability to follow through as well. So, for example, like, don't make plans with people with zero intention or capability to plan and execute that thing that you have scheduled. But a secondary thing just kind of popped into my head where it's like, it might actually help you in a way if you do that. Because, so I'm seeing if you schedule something with somebody, let's say like a date, because that's what's popping into my head, but let's say you schedule a date and then you have to cancel, or because you didn't plan well enough and so you're not ready in time and blah blah blah, and then this person blows up at you, and it actually helps you to avoid disaster because you're like, well, it's a good thing they showed me this side of themselves before you actually decided to commit to them. So it could be something like that as well, where it's like almost being a little bit flaky, like a fire sign, and a little bit unreliable might actually help in some situations because it shows people's true colours on how they handle things that don't go their way or stressful situations. But at the same time, that's not really the energy of your pile, so I don't feel like that's the main takeaway here. I feel like that's a very subtle side thing, is just be wary of being too hasty with your decisions, especially on taking on more responsibilities in your life this month. Just think them through, plan it out, see if you can actually, if you have capacity for that, or if it would affect this really great flow that you've got going on at the minute. Okay. So now you can ask any 3 yes or no questions pertaining to this month, and I will answer those for you now. So go ahead and get your first question ready in your mind. It can be about this pile or just the month ahead in general. So you have listened to your intuition for your first answer. For your second answer, for your second question, we have let go. And for your third answer, for your third question, we have yes. Ooh, okay. So those are your answers, pile 3. So, I hope you enjoyed this. By the way, if you were drawn to pile 2, maybe check it out, because I think they had the butterfly. Oh no, that was pile 1. It was pile 1. But they had the butterfly, and this little pink butterfly is kind of reminding me of them. So, if you were drawn there, maybe check that out. But that was your reading, pile 3. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. If you were drawn to any other piles, feel free to check those out now. If not, I hope to see you here next week on Tuesdays and Thursdays for another reading on Tea and Tarot.